Why can't I be outside? What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the CAR-NIVORES channel. Today we are at the swamp house. This is my brother's house. We've been clearing all this out. Well, he has. I haven't really helped. But it's pretty wet back there. And we've been trying to clear it up and dry it out so we can use it as more storage space for more cars, hopefully. Some old seats. Anyway, so Jacob's on his way. We're gonna, him and his dad and his brother Paul and Copper, the dog, we're gonna try and pull some of this damage out. We started once before. This is my Subaru SVX. Got rear-ended right here on the driver's side rear. I mean, the accident as far as damage wise wasn't that bad, but it was devastating, of course. Had this car almost 9 years and done a lot of work to it. Got a 6-speed manual in it. Don't mind the shift knob. It's a placeholder. Got some FN01 RCs, 5Z. What else? Strut bar. Oh look, there they are. Oh, gotta pop it. Anyway, whatever. You'll get to know more of this car. This is the red SVX that I bought for like 800 bucks. It's a full car. I was gonna use it for parts on this one, but I didn't end up needing to because I don't want to tear something apart that's got potential. So voila, another project. This is Trusty Rusty. Trusty Rusty was my winter car when I was in college, and it was so rusty no one wanted to buy it, so I kept it, and it's still been pretty reliable. It just sits around because the shock mount broke and it wasn't any good for the commute. But we got to move these cars out of the way so we can get to this, and we'll get started.
Cars from the 90s.
It's under, that's under the 20-year rule.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, this tire's flat. Wow, that's good. I guess we need to.
We're gonna hook up to this tree, right?
Well, we need two trees just so we can pull sideways.
Thought we hooked to that one, and then we're gonna hook to this one last time.
I know, and that just pulls this way.
Mm-hmm.
We need to anchor over here so we can pull that way. So I think if we back it up to right here, pull over that tree, hold it steady with that tree.
Okay, so if you want to back around here and then pull, yeah.
All right, so what's the plan here?
Well, we marked this up against the car to see how it fits. It fit correctly, so we are going to drill a hole towards the top. That way we can connect this come along to it and connect it to a tree so we can pull out.
What is this?
This is a giant hook that is made to fit in the rear quarter of the Subaru. It will hook right next to the frame rail over here, and then we're gonna have a hole drilled over here so that way we can pull out the damage.
Sweet.
What's up, YouTube? Just out here making a tool so we can do some body work and frame pulling tomorrow on Justin's SVX. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this sheet of 1/2 inch metal and cut it in half and then cut some giant hooks into them. So that way we have 2 hooks to pull on both sides of the frame rail to kind of straighten the car back out. That way we can put bumpers and get the trunk to close. Alright guys, so I've gotten the hook side of the tool we're making cut out. I did that using a angle grinder with a thin blade and a large hammer because I could not make the shortcut that I needed to. Plasma cutters or oxyacetylene torches are very nice if I had one.
Well, while Jacob's drilling this hole, it's gonna take forever. We're strapping the car up to the trees. Last time we did this, we strapped it to that tree over there and this tree to pull it straight, but now we need to pull it at an angle. So we're strapped to 2 trees on one side, 1 tree up front to hold it in place. Hopefully we don't pull it down. That suck. Should work out pretty good.
We're getting it a lot straighter. We pulled most of the length out last time, but now we were set at an angle, so we're trying to.
Is it already moving?
The rail out straight. Oh, it's moved a lot.
Oh wow!
It's almost straight. You have to over pull it because it's going to come back some.
Yeah.
And you got to make sure you don't stand where the strap going to hit you in the privates. You got to make sure you have a strong enough tree that you're going to pull a tree down on top of your car.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about that one.
Kind of get the process. We used heat last time, so we probably ought to pull it cold this time.
Does it matter the e-brake's on?
What?
E-brake's on, does that matter? No.
It's a little bit past straight now. Pull here and you'll see what we're trying to do with those clamps. The entire floor pan, the rail is under the floor pan, but the floor pan is just crunched, so we're going to try to hook and pull straight back here and over here and over here to straighten this hump down. And then also we're going to have to find a way, the way this car is made, the outer quarter panel wraps all the way around. Most cars, this section here is a separate piece. So you can hook straight to the rear body panel and pull this
and just yank it. Yeah.
But there's a lot of stress still in that quarter panel, and that needs to be relieved before it can go back to an original shape. But you can't just hook to the back of the quarter panel because it'd rip the thing off. So we're going to find a way to put pads or blocks in here on the rear body panel, which is much sturdier.
Okay.
And then use those clamps possibly to hook to that and get the distance back in the quarter panel.
So pulling down here isn't really going to help that at all?
Yeah, that's going to help, but it's not going to take all of it because we've got to get this link back to
this, yeah. And will that relieve the pressure on this, or do you think this is what's causing that?
Well, that's going to come with this floor pan.
That's going to come with this. Okay.
If you close the trunk lid, you can see where it's shorter than it's supposed to be, and it's also, as it hit, it rolled down here.
Yeah.
So we don't need to go back as much as we need to go on the inner structure there. The upper inner structure doesn't need to go back as much as it needs to go up.
Okay. So how do we go up?
Well, I think once we get some of the
tree.
Well, what's happened is it's gone down here as this floor pan crunched. It popped up in the middle and went down at the back.
Yeah.
So as we get this length back into the floor pan, I think some of the height's going to come back to the inner structure. So it's called a conjunctive pull. You're kind of doing 2 or 3 things at once.
Okay.
And since we're not trying to make a body shop resto perfect repair, And I think we can.
Wow, yeah, this trunk line's already straight.
Yeah,
way straighter than it used to be.
A couple inches, but we used a hammer and some clamps and pulled it back a lot. But it's still in. If you look down here, I can slide my finger up between the weather strips.
Okay.
So as we get the length back into this rear body panel, that's going to straighten that out too. And then on the opposite side, it's exactly where it's supposed to be.
Okay.
So we've got probably close to an inch of length to put back into that floor pan and rear body panel. And as we do that, I'm hoping that this will start pulling back up. We'll have to wait and see, because when it hit it at the bottom, at the rear, it just kind of sucked everything under that way.
Yeah.
Pull it back up, maybe this will rise.
So
if not, we're gonna
would
have to hook to it somehow and pull it up.
would this damage have been worse if he had hit me dead center?
It depends if he had
Because he hit me right on that frame.
You're right. If he had collapsed both sides, there'd have been more area to repair. But it probably wouldn't have been as severe, because it would have been absorbed by the entire back of the car, not just one side.
Yeah.
But first, we're just going to try to get this rail as straight as it can be.
I mean, even my taillights didn't even crack or anything. It was
Taillights
just,
didn't crack, but the taillight opening, you see the taillights don't fit in the
we got
opening.
this gap here.
But
And then the gap here as well. But this is a separate panel, so.
we're going to try to get this rail first, then when he finishes making the brackets, we'll try to hook to the rear body panel and get the floor pan pulled back where it's supposed to be.
Well, that's going to take a while.
I told you they were trying to go back and get the other camera.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah, we got to get this. These two buckles here need to come straight. This needs to go upward.
So we're going to try to put in a rear bumper to see if we've straightened the frame out enough to try to get a different section of beat up metal straightened out. But Justin's bumper from the accident is bent right in the middle. Luckily, he has another car that we're going to pull the bumper out of for some test fitting, if they can get it out.
You gotta pull so it's on a stud. You gotta pull it out.
Got a hook on this side. There you go. And it's out. Those are the factory bolts that we use for
It's off to the left. Yeah, it's not line.
No, it's got to go in still.
It's going.
How much more?
About a quarter inch.
Getting both of them.
So we should,
Few ropes on it and start pulling.
so with these jigs y'all made, probably use these two trees
Yeah.
so they pull somewhat away from each other.
Hook them both to the same tree. And what you can do
Oh,
is
okay.
when you put your hook in here, you're going to be pulling on this side, put the hook here so that it's pulling it towards the outside, and if you need to pull on the other side, flip your hook around, and that'll keep it where it's not just sliding towards the middle all the time.
I got you.
That puts a little bit of side pressure on it to hold it in place.
Okay. All right, cool. Okay, so we tried doing what Mr. Miller said, but it didn't really work out for us, and we were just going to further mess things up. So we decided to just stop what we were doing and wait for another time when he was able to help us because he had to leave.
Well, sometimes things don't work.
All right, just a quick update before we go. It is Christmas Eve after all. So we were able to actually get a lot more clearance on this. Before you could only fit a pinky barely in through there. So that just shows that we made a lot of progress. The tail light actually fits in. It's not the, it's not flush just yet as you've seen before, but good enough to pass inspection because all the lights, electronics still work. Working on trying to get this panel flat again. Got to pull the trunk out some more so the trunk latches, because right now it doesn't. And what we're working on and what we need to work on next time is getting these dents out, or this bacon wrinkles, or whatever you want to call it. This panel out here needs to go outwards, and that'll pull everything up to line it all back up, and then we'll be running clean again. If everything fails, whatever, this sheet metal can be cut out and we'll do some stuff back here another time. But we were able to get this bumper in. We pulled one off of the red car as our donor because this one's straight. The other one over there is cockeyed, I guess you want to call it, but it fits in here, which means it's good. We can actually put a bumper on it if we need to, or whenever we want to. We'll just have to find another crash bar because I don't want to steal that one off the other car. And then pop the lights back in, and I can go get an inspection and be back on the road. Then we can actually have more fun. We'll be able to travel to Jacob's and his dad's house. That way they have more tools on hand, more trees maybe. I don't think they do actually. I think they cut them down. But regardless, we'll be back on the road and driving around nice and clean. A little beat up, a little shitty, but we'll live up to the shitbox name. Shitty SVX. It'll be more of a race car at that point. It doesn't really matter. But anyway, thanks for watching. You guys have a Merry Christmas. This will probably be out way later anyway. But whatever. Have a good one. Thanks for helping. Peace.